Welcome back to another episode of the Selective podcast. We were off last week on the podcast just to take a little bit of a break, but we're back in full swing and ready to tackle a new batch of episodes for you guys. This week on the pod, I have the pleasure of talking to my boy Kenneth. He has a YouTube channel focused around fashion, and he posts fashion-related content on Instagram. Now, I don't want to call you a fashion YouTuber because I feel like that's that's not your jive. But Kenneth, bro, welcome to the pod. How are you doing today?
I'm good, man. I'm good. I appreciate you inviting me out here. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, for sure, bro.
Yeah.
So, before we start, fashion YouTuber, no? Or would you consider yourself a fashion YouTuber, or is it more of you just create content around fashion?
I would say I create content around fashion, right? Like, I don't know too much. Like, if you're coming to me for information about like fashion or like trying to learn more about it, like you're getting the wrong approach, right? It's of my videos, it's really a lot of like satire and a lot of like kind of like a brain dump, I guess, right?
Right.
He's just having fun with it. But it just revolves around like my hobby of, fashion, right? And that's how I think about it.
Yeah. Funny story before we get a little bit of backstory on you and shit. Just so the audience knows, the way we met was really interesting. It was really funny. So I think one of your followers on Instagram had asked, and because you do like story replies where people like ask you questions and shit, you do that pretty frequently. And
it's just so fun.
And somebody asked you, they're like, when are T and X are going to have you on the Selective podcast? And you tagged T and I. And I remember I took a screenshot of your story and I sent it to T. And I'm like, damn, dude, Fool's down bad. Everybody wants to be on the podcast. And T, because I didn't know who you were.
Yeah.
And T was like, no, dude, this guy's hilarious. His content on YouTube is really, like, he's really funny. He has like an interesting like style. And then you and I just kind of vibed off the bat. Like, we started talking about clothes and fashion, and we kind of hit it off. So, yeah. So I guess like you were listening to the podcast before I met you.
Yeah, no, I knew of the podcast, right? It was, I've been really listening to podcasts lately, right? Because as I start to do like, more work and like more of my like editing and stuff like that, right? I like to listen to things in the background.
Right.
So podcast is like a perfect way to have something, right? And especially when I'm at work or something like that, I just pop a headphone in and I'll like listen to your guys' podcast.
Right.
So I didn't know about it, right? But I thought it was interesting that like, someone tagged it, and I was like, oh, I just thought it'd be fun to do it, right?
Yeah.
And plus, I know I can have fun with it, so I was like, why not? But then we just started talking, and we really had like fun with it. And so, now I'm here, right?
Yeah, well, it's good to have you on, man. And shout out to T. He really he was like, no, dude, this guy's really funny. His YouTube video is really interesting. And then I started watching your videos, and I'm like, yeah, this guy's approach is like hella different. So, but dude, let's start off, man, for the audience. A little bit about yourself. Where are you from? And yeah, what was life growing up for you?
So I'm from Seattle, Washington, right? Specifically, I'm in the Rainier Beach area, so the southern part, right? And currently I go to UW Bothell, right? I'm learning about UX UI, and I really do love like that, like, digital design type thing, right? Yeah. So that's kind of where I am, like, academically and stuff. What else should I say?
So you're in school right now?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. So, and what you're studying is not fashion related whatsoever?
No, it's not fashion related. I think fashion is more of like a hobby. Like, I do enjoy it, but I don't think I could see myself like, entering that field, right? Or anything like that. But I really do love like what I do right now, which is like, editing videos professionally with professors and, doing UX UI, developing interfaces and stuff like that. Those are the type of things that I really do enjoy.
Yeah, man. It's interesting how you can kind of blend what you're studying in school and try to, blend that with your hobbies and fashion and, with your YouTube channel and shit. But, your journey into fashion, like, how did that start for you? As someone who is not studying fashion, who sees it as a hobby and not necessarily as, something that you can pursue. Where did that start for you?
It started the same way, I guess, everyone else's. So I was in high school, right? Down bad. So like, girl break my heart. And I'm like, yo, you really looking at something really like, oh, I'm not good enough. You know what I'm saying? So I gotta approach it differently. So you gotta start hitting the gym, start dressing different, start asking like people like, oh, what brands are hot? Like, what should I wear? And so I used to really like, I used to wear a lot of brands and stuff like that, right? In high school, like, oh, this is cool, right? Like if people see I got the cool, like limited stuff on, she gonna think I'm cool. Like, but not. So that's how it really started, right? And then after a while, you kind of just like, you know, hey, look, I like what I'm doing, right? You know,
Mm,
whatever the girl, whatever, right? But I like how it makes me feel, right?
mm,
You know, there was a quote that I kind of like saw and noticed, and I kind of lived by. It was like, you know, you look good, you feel good, you do good, right?
mm.
And so that kind of like stuck with me for a while. And so I really started like, you know, if I dress nice every day, like even if I don't feel that good, right? You know, there's gonna be something about like me dressing nice and I know I have a good outfit on that like will make me at least feel a little better, right?
Right.
And so that's how I kind of like really got into fashion. And then of course like, you know, talking to more people and I really like, you know, as I talk to more people within this community, I really started to develop like, you know, a really good like fashion sense, I think, right? And
Right.
how I really want to dress.
How old are you, man?
I'm only 21.
21. So you were in high school not that long ago. So like when you were in school, what was like because when I was in high school, it was like the swag boy era, like
Yeah.
2013, 2014.
Grocery runners, you know what I'm saying? Harachis. So I know that.
Yeah. For you, I mean, what were you dressing like in high school? What was popular where you were at?
Uh Logomania. I think that's the trend, right? Where everyone's wearing
Mm,
super tape. That was what really was hot in high school. I never really liked that though.
yeah.
But like matching flannels with like the shoes and then skinny denim, like Fear of God type like aesthetic.
The Jerry boy stuff, yeah.
Yeah. So that was really kind of like on that. Now, I wasn't like into like super layering and stuff like that, but I did rock a little like extended tees and like
Oh.
oversized flannels. You know what I'm saying? Skinny denim, like hella distressing. You know how much money I've made distressing denim for people? Like I learned how to do this shit,
Yeah.
and so like I'll be like, yeah, just slide me like $20. I got you, right? And I would like do blowouts for people because everyone wanted that Fear of God aesthetic, but no one had that, you know, money, right? So I'll
Right.
toss me any pair of jeans, I got you.
Jesus, that's funny. Like
Yeah.
the zipper denim too, right? All that
Oh,
shit.
people do, yeah. Oh, the H&M. You know how hard it was to get H&M zipper trousers?
Yeah, they were like, selling out like everywhere, right?
Exactly. And so though anybody who had those, man, they were like, it was like, wow, those really like you really have those. That's crazy.
Yeah,
I think I
man.
hit like 3 stores trying to get up here.
And like you would like zip them like halfway. You would stack them over like NMDs.
Oh,
You know, like that whole look.
yo, I skipped class to get a pair of NMDs.
Really?
Yeah. I had a
Wow.
car and I was just like, yo, forget computer science. Let me hit the mall real quick. I'm trying to get these releases.
Oh my gosh, that's where it started, huh?
Yeah.
Man, it's crazy to think back at that time, bro. Like the Jerry Boy days, because like I mean, if we really think back at it, like it was a really interesting time in fashion. When I think about what was popular, it was like the swag boy stuff, and then it was like the Jerry Boy stuff, and now it's like the Travis Scott stuff. You know, that's how like I kind of see the evolution of like really like popular mainstream outfits. And I was in college during the Jerry Boy stuff, and I remember like I was broke as a joke. I could not afford Fear of God, so H&M hooked it up with the long tees, the skinny jeans, the
H&M was
flannels.
goated back then. They were really goated for that.
Yeah, man, and they were giving people the looks on the cheap. You know,
Yeah, they really were. God damn.
yeah, it was an interesting time for sure. But dude, like your style today is like so different from that aesthetic, right? Like you blend like some elements of workwear, Japanese Americana, vintage. Like how would you best describe your style now?
It's kind of hard, right? Because it's like I don't feel like I fit into like one style, especially with my closet is. I really kind of like buy stuff that I think will just fit seamlessly in my closet and like kind of like longevity wise, because that's where I'm kind of moving towards, right? Just like things that I used to move a lot of stuff, so I would always get a lot of new items. But now it's really just been like, oh, when I buy this, like, how long am I going to keep it, right? If it's
Mm,
not a very long time, then I'm not going to buy it because why would I invest money in that?
right.
And so I switch my styles depending on like how I feel that day. Sometimes I'll be like in a vintage outfit, or just like Vuja Day type, right? Because those the
Hmm.
super easy to throw on, or like sometimes I'll be like, oh, let me dress Americana, right?
Right.
It really just depends, but whatever like goes well, I think just goes well, and that's my opinion.
Yeah, I agree with that. The Vuja Day aesthetic is like it has like a name now. We talked about this when we had Ramon, my worst fits on the pod. Shout out Ramon for coming on the pod with T and I. And he talked about how like it's very like plug and play Vuja Day, right? Like it's good clothes to wear when you don't want to think too hard about what you're gonna wear.
Exactly.
And that's not like disrespectful to Ken or like his designs, like the trousers especially, like they just look good with so many things.
Yeah.
So how did you get your introduction into like Vuja Day, into that kind of aesthetic?
So I knew about Vuja Day, of course, like 'cause I knew about him.
Yeah.
And so, but like, so he had a drop originally. The first drop he had was like supposed to release on like Saturday, Sunday, right? But he was like, ah, fuck it, I'm just gonna release it like Thursday.
Mm.
I was like, I saw like on Friday, I checked Instagram. I was like, well, what happened? Right.
Yeah.
And everything was like sold out. And I checked the prices and, I didn't have that much money at the time. So I was like, damn, 300. I was like, yeah, I can't do that. Right.
Right. Right.
But, soon after I met my worst fits or Raymond or Ramon. Right.
Yeah.
And so, I saw what Vuja did was like, the quality and stuff like that. And I was like, damn, I really do like this. Right. I'm going to go try for the next job. Right. All that. And so that's how I really got my introduction of it. I wasn't really big on Instagram. I think when I met him, I only had like 50 followers, and that was all like people from high school and everything like that, right?
Right.
And so that's really how I kind of got my start with it, and that's how I really kind of got like known on Instagram and stuff like that, and on YouTube, right? Was through Vuja.
Yeah, and like when people when people were posting like Vuja Day fits, that's like when a lot of people like blew up, right? Because like the fits just look so good. They just look very like well put together, and I don't know. I just remember that time specifically about a year or two ago where those fits were just really popular. Like the Vuja Day trousers with like a pair of like Jordan 1s and like a varsity jacket, and those fits like popped off.
Yeah, no, I think it was I can send you a picture, right? But it was this exact fit that really made me like blow off.
Oh yeah,
right?
yeah.
Like capital, like bandana, down jacket. I think it was. Yeah.
Yeah.
Forgot the official name, but that was the fit that blew up. But it was really like this one that I could also send you, right?
Yeah, I'm actually looking at that one right now, bro.
Yeah, it's the dual picture, right?
Yeah,
that photo
yeah.
haunts me. It comes up like once a month, and like it's always on TikTok too. It'll be like girls were like, "Oh, dudes who dress like this." It'll be that exact photo. I'm like, damn. I'm like, it will just pop up like randomly. It's so funny.
Dude, that's a clean photo. Who are you posing with? Oh, it's my worst fits. It is.
Yeah, yeah. So when he was really like about that Vuja Day aesthetic, right?
Yeah, bro. You're wearing. We'll throw a picture up on the pod. But you're wearing double knees, carpenters with the fours. Yeah, the Jordan 4s on the flannel.
And I flared those too. I was like, that was the really gallery that was really blowing up. So I flared those myself, right?
Oh, you did?
Taylor. Yeah, I got a lot of DMs asking like how I did it.
Dude, thoughts on gallery department? I mean, it's a great brand, but their trousers are expensive, bro.
Yeah, they really are. But we met the owner, me and Ramon, like just last week when we were in California, just randomly. So we were at so funny story. We're driving a car and it broke down, right? The battery died. And so we're like, okay, like let's go somewhere. Like we got, we need some help, right? And we pull up to this warehouse, and everyone's wearing gallery department, and we're like, what's wrong, right? And so
wait, dead ass?
Yes, dead ass. And we're like, what's going on? And we asked one of them, and we're like, yo, can you jump and start a car? He's like, yeah, sure. And we're asking, we're like, yo, like, why is everyone wearing the gallery department? He goes, oh, that's the warehouse. We're like, what? It's like, yeah, we all work for the gallery department. Yeah, that's just the warehouse. We organize and a whole bunch of
Wait a minute. No way you just randomly pulled up to the gallery department warehouse, bro.
Yes, we did. And it was like, and we saw the owner back there, the one with like the really long hair, the one who was he's tall as hell. He's super tall. Oh, bro also looked like he got attitude. I don't know why, just the way he was walking around.
Oh my god!
But nah, it was so we were talking with them, and we're like, yo, like, how'd you get on that gallery department, right? And one of the workers was just like, oh, I was working at a grocery store, and I knew the owner was there, and he kind of just asked like, hey, do you want to work for me? And you goes, now I'm here, right? But they were cool. Like the workers wise, they were cool. They jump started our car. We left, but it was just so random.
Dude, there's no way that's true, bro.
We got video. No, do we have video? I don't have video. Damn. But our car legit like broke down. It was so funny.
Oh my god. Yeah, but like the brand has like really popped off, and I think I've seen that guy, the one with the long hair, the owner. I think I've seen him in Ken's videos too. I think he like made an appearance once or something. But I want a pair of gallery department carpenters. They're just so expensive, bro.
Yeah, they really are. I think that if you buy them online, it's not worth it. But I think if you buy them in person, they're worth it because you get that full experience of getting it like customized, like color, fit, length, paint, right? All that. You get the full experience for about the same price. And so I think that if you do it in person and you get that full experience, I think it's worth it. But like, if you're just buying it online, then you don't know how it's going to fit and stuff like that because the flare and everything like that. But if you go in person, then it's customized to you.
Yeah, man. I think that's what I appreciate about the brand a lot is that they take when you go into the store, like they have a lot of appreciation for like the details. I mean, they want it to fit your body specifically, so they're like really tailored to your body. and how they fit. So how did you make it your version of the gallery department? Did you like rip apart two pairs of carpenters?
So the ones I had, the fronts were really like messed up. That front panel was really messed up. And so I went to the tailor and I knew how I wanted to cut it, right? I was like, okay, like I knew like I'm really like, especially with clothes, I'm super specific about like measurements and how things fit. So I knew what to tell my tailor. And so I took apart the front panels, right? I grabbed pliers and I ripped it off, right? The metal like whatever they are, rivets.
Yeah, the little rivets.
And
Yeah.
so I took those off, took the panels off, and I was just like seeing measurements and everything like that. And I was just like, look, I know what I want to do. I want to pull it in at the knee very, very slightly. I want to widen it here, right? I have the extra material and everything like that. Just do it like that. And like, yeah. And it wasn't bad. It was like maybe like $50, $60 job because it was a lot of work. But it came out like fitting perfect because it fit my body, right?
Right. Yeah,
And
dude.
so
I think going to the tailor is so underrated, isn't it? Because there's a tailor that I go to when I'm back in the Austin area in Texas visiting family, and she just gets it. Like when I ask her to do something, and I'm really into like the unsound rags fits right now. You know what I'm saying? Like the all black fits.
okay, okay.
And so I had a pair of like Levi's 517s, and I took them in. They fit a little too big. And you know how like the unsound look, like the black jeans are like brought in and they flare a little bit. I
Yeah.
asked her to do that, and she did it perfectly. And it was like, it was like a $30 job. And I'm like, wow, like this is not bad. And I don't know. I feel like going to a tailor is like super underrated for getting
There's a
garments the way you want it.
there's a weird stigma that a lot of people think that tailors are very expensive, right? When it's like $20. And it's like and when I tell people like when I buy like old Levi's and stuff like that, and people are like, oh, how do you always get them to fit perfect and stuff like that? I tell them like I don't care about the length. As long as the waist fits, I don't care about the length. Because it's like, okay, I take them to the tailor, I get them cut with original hem, which means that they cut the hem off and they re-sew it back on, right? So you still get that like natural distressing that happens.
Right.
And so I pay like $25, right? Okay, and I have like the perfect fitting denim now.
Yeah, man, it's like super underrated. For those listening, man, if you have a pair of pants that don't fit right, just go to the tailor and they'll hook it up. And most of the times, if you're thrifting shit, like you're gonna spend less than buying something new, anyways. Even if you go to the tailor, it's not gonna be super expensive, So, but speaking of, bro, you were just got back from California. You were seeing the homies out there. What was that like? And did you do any shopping your time down
It
there?
was a little surreal, in my opinion, right? Because it's like I talk to people all the time online, right? And it's like, they are real people, but it doesn't really like click because it's like
Right.
they're not there.
Right.
But like then seeing them in person, it's like, wow, like this is a real human being. Like this is wild.
Yeah.
And so seeing that, it was really fun. We were in SF, because my worst fits are Ramon used to live in Seattle, right where I'm at, but
Yeah.
then he moved down to California, and so I was hanging out with him, and so we spent the first half in NorCal and the second half in SoCal, and we just met with a whole bunch of people that I knew and he knew and everything like that, and it was really a vibe, right? It was really a movie.
Yeah, bro. It's to go on to that. Like you meet so many people on Instagram within like this fashion space that we don't like. We don't see each other in person, but we talk a lot on a regular basis. So I'm sure like seeing people in real life, it's just weird. It's a little surreal because we all know each other online. Like we all form these relationships online.
Yeah, exactly, right. But then just seeing them in person, it's like they're the same person. It just feels weird, right? But there's nothing wrong with it, right?
Right. All right, bro. When you were meeting up with people, was there anybody that was like taller or shorter than what you expected, or like just a little bit different in person than what you expected?
This man Everett's tall as hell. Okay, Everett Lamb, that man is tall. Like when he picked me up from the airport, like I got in his car, he was sitting down, and so when we both got out the car and he stood up, I looked up, I was like, damn, this man is tall as hell.
Jesus, that's funny. But yeah, it looked like a fun trip. It looked like y'all got, I mean, even some shopping done too. And then you got a sneak peek of My Worst Fits, Repaired Rags, the jacket that he's working on. He teased that on the podcast when he came on. How was feeling that jacket? And obviously, I know you can't spoil too much for us, but like, what was it like getting kind of a sneak peek of what he's working on?
That shit's quality. Like it's really worth it. Like I couldn't try it on because it was like an extra small, something like that, right? Because he just grabbed one, but it was really nice, right? Like the quality, the build, the weight. Like I saw the entire process that he was making it throughout like this past like 8 months, right? Of designing, redesigning, right? Going through like patterns and stuff like that, everything. And just to see like the final production, like it's really like just to see like one of my close friends like work that he's been putting in just finally like flourish, right? It's finally here, type of thing, right?
Right.
And so
Is that something that you would want to do too, create clothes, or is that something you kind of admire from afar?
it's something I admire from afar, right? I definitely don't enjoy the process of making clothes, right? I've done it because I've done stuff similar to that, right? In high school and everything like that.
Hmm.
Because I designed for my high school and stuff like that, right? The shirts and everything. And it's not a process that I really enjoy. And this is not really me, right? But I do have a heavy appreciation for people who are willing to go through that grueling process of, designing, pattern making, right? Sourcing materials, all that, right?
Right.
It's a different world, and it's something that I can appreciate from afar.
For sure. Moving on, bro. Let's transition to YouTube a little bit. Your first video, Vuja Day Collection 3 review, bro. Why did you decide that that was gonna be your first YouTube video, bro? And like going into that, was YouTube something that you wanted to do for a long time? Like, what was your kind of game plan going into that?
I never really cared for you making YouTube videos, right? Everyone was telling me like I had that like really like energetic personality that fits like YouTube. And for me, I'm just like, it's whatever, right? I feel like it's a lot of work and I didn't really care to do it. But this is the time where I was first entering my major, right? And I wanted to get more better and get more practice in editing videos, right? I was like, so what's the best way to do that? Okay, let me make film, like, let me record some stuff, right? And I had that Vuja Day collection coming, and I was like, Vuja Day at the time didn't really have a lot of YouTube videos, and a lot of time people who made YouTube videos on it, it was really just a pickup. Oh, I pick up these pants, 2 seconds in, here's how they fit, whatever, next item, right? And it was never really like an in-depth, like detailed description of a brand that I felt that a lot of people loved at the time, and still do actually. But nothing that was like fully inclusive of fit, style, all that, right, type of thing.
Right, right.
And so I was like, why don't I do it, right? And also, I kind of had a gripe of fashion YouTube at the time, where I felt that a lot of people, a lot of fashion YouTube is kind of boring, right? It's a lot of them will monologue and kind of like, unless it's the audience is really small, unless you're really like into this one item, that people will monologue for like 20 minutes. So like, oh, this Comme des Garçons item, and
Yeah.
20 minutes long they talk about that one item. The audience is really small. Versus for me, I was like, why don't I create something entertaining and funny, so that even if you're not into Bridget or fashion, like the audience is still wider because you're like, oh, I don't know anything about this, but it's still entertaining, right?
Yeah.
And so I spent a bag on that collection. And so
Okay,
I was,
did you spend a bag on the collection knowing that you wanted to make a video, or was it just like you really liked the collection?
it was kind of in plan. I was like, I'll spend a bag, I'll record the video, right? Why not? Let's see what happens, right?
Right, right.
And so I spent the bag. I got that video out, right? And it was really fun because I was like, damn, this is fun as hell. Because I love making myself laugh, and I was like making all those little edits and those stupid things. I was like, damn, this is kind of fun. I finished the video, uploaded it, and I was like, all right, whatever, right? And I was like, I'll continue to do this, like, whenever I feel like it, because I just feel like, it's just good to get the experience and learn how to edit more. That was like the goal of my videos, was just like every video I learned how to edit in a different way, like learn something new.
Right, right.
And then after that, that video blew up. I was like, damn, 1,000 views. And it was like 2 weeks later, it was like 5. And I was like, damn, like what's going on, right? And I got a lot of DMs of people bullying me, going like, yo, when's the next video? Like, drop the next video. Like, I swear to God, if you don't drop the next video, I'm gonna find you.
Really,
like,
bro? Really?
Yeah. And I was like, these threats are funny. But it was like, I was like, damn, dude, people really like this shit.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
I dropped the second one. I dropped the next video, which was my 85 collection, which I had way before Vuja Day, right? Because I would consider myself like an old head, right?
Yeah.
And so that got a lot of love too. And I was like, why don't I just like keep it up, right?
Yeah, man. And your YouTube channel has been really successful so far, and it's been a fun channel to kind of like watch. But your approach to YouTube is different, bro. Like you're not trying to, like you said, it's not like really long form pieces about pieces or clothes. It's really like satire driven first. Was that like the plan from the beginning? And like would you ever like stray away from that, or do you feel like you found like what you love to do?
I think I found what I love to do, right? Because it's like I just like I kill myself with like internet like memes and stuff like that. Like I really like decay my brain. And so like just applying that like, I don't guess like stupid mentality. I guess I don't know how you want to say it, but just applying that to those videos, like I think it's really fun. And it's no one is doing it. Well, there are people who are doing it like that, but it's just like it's very like only one other person I could think of is like frugal aesthetics, right? And so
Yeah, and his channel's
I
huge.
yeah, but I really liked his videos because it was more satire based, right? And I was like, I want to do something like that. And so I really think I found like what I'm looking for because like I hate recording, but I love editing. And so I don't know if I could do those like monologue, like more informational type videos because it's like I'm gonna just keep stuttering. I'm just gonna get mad at the camera.
All right. So
But I
this,
really do enjoy like the little segment that I found.
yeah, for sure. No, it's an interesting approach. It's like refreshing because YouTube, I feel like, is very like one or fashion YouTube is approached in a very singular way where it's very serious and you're kind of bringing something a little bit different to the table. Um, but that being said, a month ago you did the Vuja Day Collection 4 review. Um, and the cool thing is that like you were honest about the collection. Like you weren't like, yeah, I love this, everything's cool. Like it was funny, but you also mixed in like your honest opinions about the collection. Um, was that hard for you to do because you like Ken's work, or was it easy to just to be honest about your honest thoughts on the collection?
It's just easy to be honest. I spent so much money. I'm gonna be honest. Like I'm not gonna like if I
Right.
spent that much money, like oh, you're gonna get my full opinion. Um, but I've never been the type of person to like really like sugarcoat things. I'm just gonna tell people how it is, and I think that's something that's lacking, right? A lot of people want to create this like good persona of like, in case like the owners watch it or like someone watches it, um, which is funny because Kenneth followed me recently, and so
No. Did
fuck yeah, oh
he?
yeah, he did, but it's
Damn, bro. Ken hasn't given me the follow yet. It's coming though.
but if that happened, but if he's probably seen my videos because I think they're the most popular Vuja videos, right? And so
Right, right.
just being like honest about my opinion. A lot of people found out like nice because a lot of people will just be like, oh, this collection's super nice, just kind of be like, just want to keep that good persona, right? Versus for me, like I don't really care. Like I'm just gonna tell you what I think and how it is. If you like agree with me, you agree with me. If you don't, you don't, right?
Yeah.
And I think that was really refreshing for a lot of people because it got a lot of good feedback of like people like, oh, I'm so glad someone is actually being honest with the collection versus like just trying to be like, oh, this is cool, whatever, right?
Yeah, it's an interesting approach, and I'm glad that you do that because not everybody has the courage to do that, to give their honest thoughts, especially with smaller creatives who like probably have seen the content. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah,
um, but another small brand I see you fucking with is Bare Knuckles. Do you still have that cardigan,
I still do have that cardigan. That cardigan is goaded.
bro? So your thoughts on Bare Knuckles? I know this last collection was a little bit more Western, but I fucking love Bare Knuckles, man. I know that the audience knows how much I love Bare Knuckles, but yeah, man, is that a brand that you're keeping your eye on for the future?
Oh, it's hard. It's definitely hard, right? I'm looking forward to that next collection. He was say Jacob was like saying like he's been showing like teasers the entire time, but nobody has noticed. But
Oh,
from
really?
yeah, yeah, because one of my friends talks to him, and he was just saying that, and I was like, damn. But I think he's dropping like hoodies and stuff like that, more essential type stuff. But I really do like it, right? And the quality like really does pay off. And like I don't know, the cuts and like the way it's styled, like everything is just so well done, right? They don't cut corner. I feel like they don't cut corners anywhere, and it's something I really do respect.
Yeah, I agree with that. Yeah, Bare Knuckles isn't a brand that skims, and obviously their pieces are a little bit more expensive, and you've also been picking up some kind of crazy pieces. Do you have the Capital Boro jacket too?
I still have it. Yeah, I don't think I'm gonna sell it.
Dude, oh my god,
I
man.
had to trade. I traded my UNCs for my 85 UNCs for it.
You traded those?
No, I didn't
Really?
trade it. I sold my UNCs
And
and
then you
I
bought
bought.
it.
Yeah.
Okay, bro. Was that worth selling the 85s?
Oh yeah, most definitely. Okay. Those UNCs were beat. Okay. And I really, they were dusted. All right, and they weren't even my size. They were like that. But the dude who sold it to me lied to me. He said it was a 10, but the point .5 on the thing was rubbed off, like because he used to stamp on the side, right? And so it was like a 10 and a half, and I was like, damn, these are huge. And plus, I just never wore them, right? My UNCs were one of my favorite colors, but I just like if I'm not wearing it, then it's just sitting money, right? It's useless. So I sold those pretty easy. And then the Boro jacket I wasn't really gonna get. But I was DMing random people on Grail, kind of just like, like testing waters. And this dude was like, "Oh, I live in Seattle too, right?" I was like, "Ain't no fucking way." And so I drive like 35 minutes
Damn.
to meet with the dude. I talked to him for like an hour straight. The jacket's right in front of me. And I was like, I don't want to waste this man's time. And so I was like, bro, whatever. And I was,
How much? How much you spend?
it was like 1.55.
Oh my god,
Uh,
bro.
but I sold my UNCs for 2K and I only paid like 700, bro.
Wow. So you really got your money's worth for the borrow jacket, huh?
Yeah. Oh yeah. It wasn't that bad. The goal to get the borrow jacket, like I did the math. I think I only spent like $200 out of pocket
Right.
because
Damn.
I had 2016 or 2015 UNCs, right? And at the time when I bought them, they were like resale was like they were like 250, 300 dead stock. Kept those for a while, sold those. I think spent like an extra 300 on like the 85s, and then sold those for I think I sold it for like 2K, right?
Yeah.
Then I got my borrow jacket, and so yeah.
Man, it's so crazy how like sneakers and other things have they're just like it's like an asset, bro. Like you can buy and sell these things, make a lot of money, and then repurchase clothing that's gonna retain value. You know what I mean? It's just so crazy how we're looking at like material objects as an asset class these days. You know?
Yeah, I do think that's a little wild. I was thinking about that a few days ago, and I was just like, damn, like if I sold my entire like closet, like how much could I like really have, right? You know?
Yeah. Um. So the Capital Borough jacket. Your verdict on it, is it worth the 1.5? I know that the price kind of fluctuates between 1 and 1.5. It's a jacket that I want, but and it's a jacket I'm sure that people in the audience who are listening to will want to get one day. But yeah, was it 100% worth it?
Oh yeah, most definitely. It's golded. It's so nice. The details are crazy. It flows really well, right? Especially in my closet, like it's one of those things where like when I first saw it, I was hating on it. I was like, it's so like loud. I was like, I can never wear that type thing, right? And then my worst fits got it. I see in person. I was like, it's not that bad. It
Mm,
really is not that bad. And now that I own one, like I wear it almost every day, right?
really,
Like,
bro?
I wear like a denim jacket, like a regular like light wash like denim jacket. How often people wear those? Because it's just like it fits so well with my closet, and it's just like it's so loud, but it's not. If that makes sense.
Yeah, I mean, it's like a statement piece, but it's not like bright and colorful where it's like annoying. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but you definitely look homeless though. I've gotten so much stares wearing this.
Really?
Yeah, and it's not even like complimentary. You could just tell like when people stare at you, it's just a little different. They're like, "What is this guy wearing?"
Damn, bro, that sucks, bro. You drop the bank on a jacket or on a denim jacket, and people think you look homeless.
Everyone looks homeless nowadays. Full vintage outfits, like blown out, like pants,
Right,
and
right.
like that shirt is like barely standing. Everyone looks homeless nowadays.
Yeah, no, I agree with that. Everyone does look homeless these days, but I feel like your style has transitioned a little bit to more of like a Japanese Americana. You're incorporating a lot of like more denim, just a little bit more elevated, more like uniform fits. Definitely paying attention to like silhouettes and shapes. You've been wearing raw denim and shit. So like, what's been in your rotation lately? What's been like your go-to outfit this summer?
I go to outfit this summer. Honestly, it's just been like pair of like 501 Levi's, like any pair of shoes, because it doesn't get too hot in Seattle, except now, right?
Yeah,
Which
y'all
is
are in a heat wave, right?
oh my god, I'm suffering, man. It's like 110 right now. Um, but it would be like any shoe, and I'll just wear like a vintage tee, and that's like honestly for my go-to, right? I've been wearing my raw denim lately too, because like my feet, my legs don't get too hot, and so I just kind of want to like beat them in like as much as possible. But those have really
Yeah.
kind of been like my go-to fits. And then also if I want to dress like more streetwear, I'll wear like I have a pair of A-Lick shorts that I got for 100 for like 160 when I was working at Nike. That Nike discount was crazy.
Yeah,
Um
I bet.
and like like pair of sneakers, like a white t-shirt and a flannel, right? Something basic. And so those have really been like my summer fits, right?
Yeah, I fuck with that. Everyone needs like a summer uniform. I don't know, man. I just feel like it's always, especially in the summer, it's so hot. Like you're not trying to like you're
It
trying to
doesn't
look
even matter.
good.
You're trying to
Yeah,
survive.
yeah, right. Yeah, you're trying to survive, bro. It's not like you want to look good, but like you got to be cool. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly, exactly.
Yeah, no, I fuck with that a lot.
Trying to get into more Wacamaria, right?
Okay.
Because they're the Hawaiian shirts are like goaded. They make like, in my opinion, like the best like button ups, right? Fit wise, style wise, everything like that. Their whole aesthetic is like, I think if I remember reading it correctly, it's like daytime drinker, and so they wear a lot of
Daytime
trousers.
drinker.
Yeah, it's like if you look at their like lookbook, it's just a whole bunch of older Japanese dude who looks like they just drink like midday and stuff like that. But their outfits are so fire. They're so nice. It's like Japanese Americana mixed with like Chicano type style, right? And it's
Yeah,
so
yeah.
nice. So it's a lot of trousers. They wear a lot of loafers, boots, and stuff like that. A lot of Hawaiian shirts, right? They're like their t-shirts are based off like old rock band type stuff, and it's so fire. It's really like a sleeper brand. They're very popular like in Japan and stuff like that, but in the US, like no one really like wears it.
Yeah, I fuck with that. Man, there's so many brands in Japan like that are just like Japanese Americana brands, but like they're for dads. You know
Yeah.
what I'm saying? And like, but like younger people are starting to pay attention to that, you know?
Oh yeah, most definitely, right? And so that's I don't know. We're just getting old, man. That's
Yeah, maybe that's it, right? Like the style is just changing a little bit. So you recently bought a pair of raw denim, and you're part of the Salvage Gang now. Any tips to people wanting to get into raw denim? How much have you been wearing them, and have they broken in at all for you?
oh, they broke in crazy. Right. They were first I couldn't even wear them. Like I was trying to sit in, like I was wearing them at home, and I was like, I'm gonna sleep in these. I don't even care.
Bro,
Pain
that's
now.
hella
Like,
nasty, bro.
yeah. Like I'll suffer now, bro. Like I'm saying, I'll get the rewards later. But I couldn't wear them for like more than an hour two straight when I
Yeah,
was sitting.
they
I was like,
hurt.
so mad uncomfortable.
Yeah, man.
And after a while, they broke it in. I'm like, damn, like these are like pretty nice. Like like the way they broke it and everything like that. And my recommendation is like you have to try them in store and you have to talk to someone who knows like raw denim because like they shrink, they stretch, right? They bleed, and there's so much like information. I was like, okay, how do you wash them, right? And there's so much like stuff that like yeah, you can learn online. But like, if you buy like a size and you're like, oh, they fit perfect, and then like 4 months later you wash them, now you can't wear them no more, right? And so
Yeah.
it's a lot of things. It's like it's something I would definitely do like in person.
Yeah, and yeah, shopping for raw denim is interesting because the sizing is so weird and they're mad uncomfortable, bro. When you get them, when you first get them and you're like trying them on and shit, like mad uncomfortable. Like they're not fun to wear. It's like honestly like almost like you kind of like question your life a little bit for those first couple of days. You know, like when you're
Oh,
sitting
most
down and
definitely.
shit, like it's not comfortable, bro. It hurts.
Yo, yeah, that was me. I was like, I really spent like $300 on a pair of pants, and I don't want
Damn,
to
you
wear them.
spent that much, bro?
Oh, they were like 20 ounce. They were like only denim.
20 ounce, bro.
Yes, but they felt like 16 because they're such a loose weave. But they fit so fire.
Bro, 20 ounce, bro. You can like you can go to Alaska with those things on, bro.
Yo,
That's heavy.
everyone kept telling me that, but I swear to God, they feel like 14, 16. Like once they beat in, because they're such a loose weave, they don't feel as 20 heavy.
Damn, that's interesting, bro. 20 ounce. That's crazy. I think mine are like 14, and I feel like I'm fucking dying in them. You know?
Hey, it's cold in Seattle, so like it's definitely gonna like pay off. Like because like we'll like easily will hit like freezing temperatures. Like that's normal in Seattle, right?
Right, right.
So those will hold me down.
Yeah, definitely. So any recent pickups? What have you been picking up lately? Did you pick up anything in California? And like when you're thinking about pickups now, are you slowing down your pickups? Have you been like speeding up pickups recently? Like what are you buying?
I've been definitely slowing down on pickups. Like I said, I've been more like making more intelligent decisions on like things I buy, right? I'm not just buying stuff because it's trendy. I'm like, okay, like realistically, like how often am I gonna wear this, right? If I don't have like, if it doesn't fit seamlessly in my closet, like I'm not gonna buy it because I'll wear it like once or twice and I'll just throw it away, right? Or I'll just sell it, right? Whatever. But in California, I picked up a pair of Visum Skagways lows, and
Damn.
I just pulled the trigger on retail because I was like, I've been looking on Buy and like Japanese auction sites and Grailed all the time, but they'll be like 300 used and they'll be so damn beat. And they're not even my size. And I was like, and I've been looking for the white ones too. So especially when they're beat, they're like brown.
Yeah,
And
they're
I'm like,
nasty.
yeah, exactly. So I'm like, yeah, I'm just gonna pass on that. But yeah, I bought those. I picked up a unused ready-made flannel with elbow blowouts. Like I'm really big fan of blowouts, like in knees or in elbows. And so I got that from my friends at in Orange County. They're Find Hidden, right? They're like an archive store, right? I was hanging out with them while I was down in LA. And so shout out to them. I really do appreciate them for all they did for me. And what else did I pick up? Oh, I picked up a pair of 70s Redline Selvage denim, and they're so soft. They feel like pajama pants.
Damn. Those are some good pickups, bro. You've been spending the bag a little bit, huh?
It's like I'm buying less stuff, but I'm spending more on individual pieces, right? And so the
Right.
money like ends up being the same amount, but it's just they're spending it like less frequently, right? I guess if that makes sense.
Yeah, no, that makes sense. What's a pickup that you've made in the past couple months that you regret though? Something that you pulled and you probably shouldn't have bought.
Oh, I don't know. Um, Yeah, I don't know. I can't really think of anything right now, right? It might have been. No, I don't have anything. I can't think of
Well,
anything
that's
right
good.
now.
I mean, that's good. That means that you're buying shit that you would wear and that you're trying to, you know what I mean? Like so many of us buy stuff that like just doesn't last in our closets that we don't wear, that we don't fuck with and just wasted money, you know? That I feel like that happens so much in the fashion space.
Yeah, it really does, right? But I feel like, yeah, like I said, these past few months I've just been buying more smart and intelligent. So anything that I buy, I never like regret.
Yeah, I feel that. So bro, plans for YouTube in the future, plans for growing your Instagram. I know you've been, posting fit pics, posting like really nice pictures. Your Instagram has grown a lot in the past couple months. Like, do you have any specific plans for YouTube and for Instagram, or are you just kind of taking it as it goes?
No real plans, just taking it how it goes, right? I don't know. Like my Instagram, like I don't really care about like the numbers and stuff like that. Because after you start caring about the numbers, it gets really stressful, right? And you start worrying about
That's
engagement and stuff
facts,
like
bro.
that.
That's
And
facts.
it's like, yo, that's boring, right? I'm really on it. Like, if we're being honest, Instagram is kind of boring. Uh, and
Damn, you
so
think so, bro?
well, I like the people on Instagram, right? But the activities of posting all the time and taking pictures and all that, right? And trying to keep that consistent is, in my opinion, it's not that fun. But I'm really there because I like talking to this community. I like being in it and I like meeting a whole bunch of different people, right? And just interacting and just talking to people with similar mindsets. And so that's the real main reason I'm on Instagram, right? Like the followers and stuff, like it doesn't really matter. I post whenever. But mainly like I don't know, I shit post on my Instagram. Like you know that.
Yeah, it's a lot of memes and shit.
Yeah.
Okay,
And so
but that's a healthy approach, man. Because I feel like, and I've talked about this on the pod before. A lot of people get caught up in the Instagram like rat race and like I gotta do this, I gotta post this, I gotta grow, and it's like after a while, man, that mindset gets so tiring, and it can be like mentally exhausting and like not good for you. You know what I mean?
I used to think like that, right? When I was like, oh, I want to hit 1,000. But like, how do I hit 1,000? Let me tag this. Let me add hashtags and stuff like that, all that, and trying to do a whole bunch of things. Like, oh, let me post consistently, right? Because everyone's a Fitbit page now. Everybody is a Fitbit page now. There's so many.
Man,
Back in
this guy is talking.
yeah, back in like 2019, man, it wasn't much. Like, it was really, like, really think about it, right?
Right.
And so like the main people were like Myros Fitz. There was Tommy, or I forgot his new name. Joel was there, right? Ken, of course, right? It was just a lot of like, oh T2.
Yeah, yeah.
And so yeah, and so back then there wasn't too much. And now like and so I used to want to be like, oh, I want to grow my page big, right? That seems like a lot of fun. Then like those numbers just get to your head. And like you start thinking about Instagram like subconsciously and you're like, damn, this is like, and I don't know when the switch happened, but it's just like I just stopped caring, right? And it's made Instagram way more enjoyable.
Yeah, I think that's an important lesson for people listening who, look at followers and stuff. And look, we've all been there. I've been there too. And I'm like, man, I got to post this because, what if this doesn't get good engagement? What if people don't like this shit? And it's like, man, like that can be really bad for like your mental health too, having that constant mindset. And I think it's just healthy to view Instagram as a place to communicate and talk to people. And like you said, like that's the fun that I get out of it now. Like people message me about like clothes, like, oh, you know, I see you posted this particular jacket. Like, what are your thoughts on it? Can you help me out because I want to buy it? And like to me, that is like the real value, right? Is like
Yeah,
talking to people about clothes rather than posting shit for the clout, you know?
exactly. That yeah, it's that approach. At the end of the day, I just think of like it's a personal page, right? Like I'm gonna do whatever I want with it, right? If people fuck with it, people fuck with it.
Yeah,
And I think that's like, in my opinion, like the best approach.
for sure. So, man, you're in college right now. What's the plan when you get out of college? I'm assuming get a job in your career path and then just continue, viewing fashion as a hobby and kind of staying around the community. Do you plan on leaving the Seattle area? Do you plan on staying in Seattle? What's kind of like the game plan down the road?
Definitely get a job in UX UI, right? But I kind of see myself getting a job in like something like in video because I've been doing that more lately than actual UX and UI. Because like I said, my professional job is I create economic videos with my professor, right? For copyleft. Copyleft is right where the copyleft, the education, right?
Yeah.
And so we provide and create those type of videos. And so that's my professional job that I have right now in college. And I kind of see that could be my future career. Um, I do plan on staying in the Seattle area, right? Because I just love it here, right? It's my home, right? I feel like everything I want and everything I need is nearby. Definitely traveling is a way to go, right? But Like when I was traveling, I was like, damn, I miss home, right? I guess like kind of like nostalgia, I guess.
Right,
But
right.
also like location wise, like for my career, it's perfect. Like Seattle, New York, LA, or San Francisco. Like those are the real places that you want to be at for like
Yeah.
my career path.
Yeah, for sure. Especially for like anything tech related too, like Silicon Valley in the Bay Area. You got Southern California, New York. Like you can go so many places now, and you know the world's a lot smaller of a place, bro. But hey, man, hopefully one day you can get out to New York and visit me, and I can get out to Seattle. I've been wanting to go to Seattle for a long time, bro. I feel like Seattle is the spot on the West Coast. I'm from the Bay Area. Like I was born in San Jose, San Francisco area,
Yeah.
so I'm from there. And Seattle always feels like it. I don't know. I've never been in Seattle, but I feel like the Bay Area and Seattle are really similar. You've been to
Oh yeah,
both,
no.
are
Oh
they?
yeah, most definitely. Yeah, because I went out to the Bay Area and I was like, damn, these people like kind of like act the same, right? You know, like
Right,
I
right.
didn't feel I kept saying it. I was like, I didn't feel like I left Seattle. You know what I'm saying? Like kind of the scenery was definitely different, but the feel and the vibe, it just felt very, very similar.
Yeah, yeah, bro. I tell people all the time, like Southern California is a different state, and I feel like people in NorCal consider the Bay Area and Seattle like the same area. You know what I mean? Like it's just kind of
Yeah,
like the similar vibe, you know?
yeah, no. If you definitely if you come out to Seattle, like you have to go out for like the outdoors. Like the city is cool, but like Washington is one of those few places where you can literally point anywhere on the map and it's gonna be pretty, right? If you're
Right.
into that hiking type of stuff.
Sounds good, man. When I visit Seattle, I'll hold you to that. We'll do some vintage shopping, and then we'll also go on some hikes and shit. So that'll be a good time. Kenneth, bro, I appreciate you coming on the pod, man. It's been a lot of fun. Before we get out of here, bro, anything you want to plug? Yeah, anything you want to plug before we get out of here?
Shout out my worst fits for letting me stay at his place, right? Repaired rags coming soon, right? Of course.
Yes,
Shout
sir.
out to Tony, Elton, and the Find Hidden in Orange County, right? They held me down while I was down there. And they really made it like a damn movie, right? This man has got me saying movie and stuff like that. Um, Shout out to Joel, of course, right? That's like day one.
Yeah, that's day one.
I don't know what else, man. Oh, shout out to Everett, man. This man held me down for the first day when I was in SF, man. But yeah, that's really it. That's all I got.
Cool, man, bro. Kenneth, again, man, bro, thanks for coming on the pod. We appreciate your time. For those listening, man, keep it locked into the Selective for future drops, editorial pieces, and of course, I know we took a break from the podcast last week, but we are back in full swing. On a personal note, this is my last week in Buffalo. I'm moving to New York City this week, so if you're in the New York City area, let me know. We'd love to kick in, say hi, maybe grab some coffee. But the next time I'll be recording an episode of the podcast will be in New York City, so look forward to that. Guys, as always, thank you so much for listening to the pod, and we'll see you next week.